Hi, everyone. I am Bridget Eileen Sisko, founder of Exalted Publishing House, podcast host, and visibility coach. And I'm here today to talk to Meryl Hayton. Welcome, Meryl. I'm so grateful that we are finally here.
Me too. Glad to be here.
Yeah, today we're going to be talking a little bit about EFT, creating your dream life, and some of the emotional clearing as well as self-sabotage that tends to come in as we approach this topic. So I'd love for you just to do a little introduction about yourself and how you got into this work.
Okay, awesome. So pretty much I've had a lifetime of healing my own negativity and learning to manage my emotions and stress. And I mean, that's really what led me to becoming a coach. And I would say EFT and studying law of attraction and manifesting has moved me and helped me heal faster than anything has in my life. You know, like traditional therapy or reading self development books or taking a little workshop here or there. And, it was really investing in myself with some really good coaches that I still have that have helped me, move forward, towards my dreams and my goals that I never thought that I could have. I always thought that it was what other people had, not what I could have. It was just a dream of mine or wishful thinking. But I just moved to the beach, which is, one of my dreams. So it's true. It really is a choice. But we have to get out of our own way sometimes in order to take the leap, of faith, towards our choices that we really want, towards our dreams. So, I mean, I have a background in business and accounting. I was a corporate professional using my fingers, doing data entry and stuff like that. And then I followed a childhood passion of mine and opened up a nail salon. So still using my fingers. And then became a yoga teacher and really started to study more about law of attraction. And The Secret was probably one of the first things that I kind of dove into in this world. And and then I closed my salon 3.5 years ago and just started to really get into healing myself and getting myself prepared to really be a coach. Like I felt like in my salon I was really good at what I did, and really honed my skills and was always really deep into the industry. And that's what I feel about EFT. I became certified. I follow all the celebrity type people in EFT, and I'm in lots of memberships, around EFT. And then I became accredited, which is very different than being certified, where I had my mentor really critique tons of my sessions with my clients, with a fine tooth comb. So it was difficult, but it's really allows me to have the gifts to guide people in such a powerful way that I think everybody should be accredited. That's what I think, it should be mandatory. So now my business is helping people manage their stress, manage their emotions, and get rid of their limitations that they have and totally heal from their negativity that's swirling in their mind, that's creating maybe anxiety in their bodies, ways that they second guess themselves. They don't trust themselves. There's some feeling of guilt, maybe, if they want to prioritize themselves because they're used to putting other people, like their kids or their husband or their job, their boss or something, before them. And so I'm just really helping people to step into them really feeling authentically free.
Yeah. I'm glad that you bring up The Secret because I think for many people, that is a huge doorway.
Mhm.
One of the first doors that we enter in the world of personal development. But what tends to happen as we venture down that route, we're like, oh, this sounds so simple. I can just create my life and manifest things, and it's really easy.
Mm.
So, what I love about the work that you're doing is it takes it a layer and level deeper with the
Yeah.
EFT, with the clearing the emotional patterns. So, can you talk a little bit more about why that's important when it comes to creating your dream life?
Yeah, absolutely. So when a client comes to me and they say, you know, I I have this vision for my relationships or my health or my career, but I just can't I don't understand why I can't get there, and so I help them find the root cause. So we go back to the past, we find the root cause, we do some reparenting, which means I help them become the parent that they really needed growing up. So, I mean, for me in my own life, my mom, she's awesome, but she was very critical. So I grew up feeling the need to be perfect or feeling the need to be a certain way in order to be liked. And I had to reparent that myself. I had to learn how to do that myself and heal the unworthiness in myself. So that's a lot of what I do with my clients. So inner child healing. So and that's part of the reparenting is um, it's called self compassion tapping, which is a beautiful process. I absolutely love doing it, and it helps to merge your adult self and your child self together, so you really become whole and one. And it's a profound process. It really is. And, someone could have an issue today of, I'm just not, feeling comfortable expressing myself in my relationships, for example. And I take them back. I mean, I'm guiding them to use EFT. We're doing this together in our sessions, and they're clearing the emotional clutter as we go through our sessions, and their wisdom is really guiding us to the next place. So I'm not necessarily saying you must have an event from your past that is keeping you stuck today, but it always goes back to that, but that's not my approach. My approach is helping them to guide themselves. And that is really profound for my clients. Instead of me saying you need to do this or you need to do that, I just kind of am highly detailed. So that's what I pulled from my accounting and my nails and everything. So I'm highly detailed in the way that I can help you connect all the dots and all the little breadcrumbs to get you to where you need to go, and kind of just help you along, so to speak. And then once we've cleared the past, then you need to anchor in. So clearing the past is clearing this emotional clutter out of your way. And then you have this clearer mind that you can fill with what you really want, right? Because if you're only thinking about what you don't have and that you wish you had, you're never going to get the thing that you really want, right? So you have to be able to clear this out of the way for good, and that means practicing every single day something that is going to keep you grounded and clear into moving forward, right? So managing those emotions and managing that stress so you can contain it, keep it at bay, which doesn't mean that you're ignoring it or avoiding it. It's just learning how to be with it. And then moving forward, right? Then focusing on the things that you really do want. So affirmation writing, about living like that's what I did. I used to stand in my kitchen and I would sip my water or my celery juice in the morning and I would envision myself living in a place down at the shore, and I would just, all day I would be thinking that's what I'd be thinking about. And within 5 months, I was living here. So,
So I would love for you to share because I know what EFT is, but
mhm,
maybe someone listening literally is like, "What is this an acronym for? What is EFT?" Could you just give us like the 101 version of what that is?
sure. So EFT means emotional freedom technique. So freeing you from unwanted emotions so that you feel better. And it really does dismantle the emotional attachment that you have to anything. I mean, I have a niche for my business, but it really works on anything: physical pain, illness. I mean, I've seen healing with eyesight issues. I had gallbladder pain. It ended up being I was frustrated about something with my mother, and like my gallbladder pain was gone like in one session. uh, you know there's food cravings to money blocks. I mean, it really works on anything. um, so what we do is it's very similar to an acupuncturist putting needles in your main Chinese energy meridian points, but we're using our fingertips instead. So I'll just go through the basic recipe of points as I'm talking, which is side of the hand. And we're doing this basic recipe: top of the head and inner eye, and we're tapping on all of the main points by touching these points. Some people like to use both hands. I typically do not, except on the under collarbone point, but under the eye, it's like right on top of the cheekbone, under the nose, right on the chin here, and then under your collarbone. It's like I find the middle of the bone and go down a couple of inches. This happens to be my favorite point, so I tend to, if I have both hands accessible, I tend to use both, because sometimes I'm like driving somewhere and I need, one hand on the wheel, and I'll tap, or I'll tap here, you know. So you can tap and just take a deep breath at each point, and then the last point is under the arm, right under the armpit where it meets your breastbone. So for women, where your bra strap is. That's the basic recipe. There are lots of other points. There's top of the rib points, there's finger points, and then there's clearing tools, which is a way that I ask questions and have you maybe break down a story or a movie or something, like an event from your past. And I've worked with people that have had some trauma from their past that they don't even want to tell me what happened, and they don't have to, which is amazing. So they're not re-traumatized while we're going through this process. So it's beautiful that EFT is calming your nervous system, calming your energy, and removing the emotional attachment that you have to anything, all in one shot, right? And this is something that you can use on your own. So for my clients, to help them to anchor into what they do want, it's daily practice of, okay, what do I need to clear? And then maybe they either journal out or pray on or tap into their affirmations, so that they're focusing on what they want. Yeah, so that's pretty much, the 101 of tapping.
I like it.
Mhm.
Um, I just did like the very basic ones with you, but it felt nice.
Yeah.
Felt very simple and very nice. And I'm curious, I've seen people that say affirmations
Oh,
while they're
that's
doing it.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Is that
That's
what
what
you do?
I knew there was something else I wanted to say. So, yeah, thank you. Ooh, I'm supposed to be certified in this, right? Um, there's so many things that we talk about while we're on here, our minds can just go blank on things, right? So, what I would suggest is that, if you have really intense emotions, like on a scale of 0 to 10, if you're really feeling, say, above a 7, like you really can't control your mind, or you're really upset, angry, sad, I would just do the tapping on the points, right? And just take a deep breath at each point, nothing else. But when you're at the 7 or lower, you can add words, right? So even though I have fear of speaking my mind in my relationships, I'm choosing to love and accept myself anyway. And we want to say it 3 times to set it into our subconscious, right? So I would guide my clients to do that, and they would repeat after me. And then we would go to the top of the head, and we would use that word fear, fear, right? And we would tap on all the points and just say the word fear. And then I might ask them, do you feel this fear somewhere in your body? And somebody might say, no, I don't. But somebody might say, yeah, I have this like discomfort or tension or something in my, you know, upper stomach, which is your solar plexus, which or it could be in the throat. Fear of speaking is all about the throat chakra, right? So it could be this, I feel this block in my throat. Okay, so we would go through the points again, and we would say, this fear in my throat, this fear in my throat, this fear in my throat, right? And it helps to really shift it and get rid of it. So you might feel tingling at the tapping points, you might feel tingling, or swirling of energy in your body. I mean, when I'm really shifting, I am feeling that energy shift, from low, and it kind of like comes up my body almost like it's out, for me.
Mm. This
So,
is a very practical and accessible practice. It absolutely sounds like that. And I do think this is important because just like we began this conversation, creating your dream life is very lofty, it's very surface level, but it excites a lot of us. But a lot of us then realize we have to go a step deeper. Now, once we go that step deeper and we do some of the emotional clearing and we start to get clear on what it is that we want, are you big into visualization, or what are some of the practices that you then help your clients with to see what it is that they desire?
yeah, I'm big into writing and journaling, affirmations, and the voice loop. So I create these activations for my clients that they love. They're amazing. I help them to connect to their heart, and then connect to their higher power, and create this feeling, in their bodies of who they aspire to be, right? This self image of who they aspire to be. So we'll write down some notes and then I'll create it for them. But this is something you can totally do on your own. Is there's a free voice loop app you can download on your phone, and you can just write down a whole bunch of affirmations, or just envision your self image of you standing in front of you, and what do you look like, how do you dress, what do you read, how you act, throughout your day, how you manage your emotions, what your day looks like, whatever it is that you aspire to be, or you see yourself vacationing, or you see yourself in this beach house, or you see yourself making $25,000 a week, whatever it is, right? And you can say all of that into this voice loop, and then just put it on. Put it on when you're getting in the shower, put it on in the morning, put it on before you go to bed. You have to keep that going. So whatever is going to excite you to want to do it is important. Some people are into the visualization. I actually have my blank vision board in front of us that was in my closet until yesterday. And I said, I'm going to get that out, and I'm going to put some, I'm into, like, my word for the year is fun. So I'm going to print that out big, fun, and, just some other things. I'm not sure what is all going to go on there yet, but yeah. So I didn't do one last year, and I still moved to the beach. So, I did actually, I had one the year before, and I did have like a thing about, but did I have a beach? I think I did. It was more of a vacation, like at the beach, but.
And here you are.
And here I am. Yeah.
At the beach.
At the beach. So
I love the voice loop. There's a teaching in Kundalini yoga, but I'm sure in other lineages as well, that our voice is the most powerful voice, like hearing our own voice and then listening to it. So I love that that's possible for us to do. As we, set the goal, have the vision, we do the clearing, I tend to notice that like our patterns are so strong that this is where the self-sabotage can come in. It's like we're doing the things, it's happening, and then, oh shit, we resort back. So can you talk a little bit about that? Maybe why that's happening?
it still happens.
It still happens.
It happens. Still happens. But what's great now is that I've cleared so much, like for myself or even my clients, they have these, oh, I'm noticing I'm doing this and it's because of this. Oh, okay. All right. So now I'm curious. I'm not in this space of I have to fix myself, or in this space of I'm doing it wrong, or I'll just be completely transparent here. I just had that I'm doing it wrong a few weeks ago. Oh, that is a paradigm of mine, right? That I've noticed But now that when it comes up, or if I'm feeling, or let's say if I'm not being criticized, but if I'm being shown a different way to do something, the old me and my old patterns and paradigm would feel like I was being criticized. And that's where the I'm doing it wrong would come in. But now it's no, I'm not doing it wrong. It's just I need to just pivot and do it this way or try it this way. Right. And that's what my clients see, as we work together over time, because scientific studies say it takes 8 weeks to at least to start to create the new neural pathways in our brain that will keep us in these new behaviors and new paradigms, new patterns, and all of that. So you have to have this, consistent practice for a while. You can't have, 4 or 5 decades of I'm not enough, or all this guilt, or, I'll just leave it at that, and then think that, thinking about something once a week for 10 minutes is going to get you to have that thing. It just doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
It has to be such a consistent practice.
I like what you said about first just having this awareness of that pattern that's maybe resurfacing. And then you said a word that I feel very strongly about being curious,
Mhm.
because there's a tendency for us to be very judgmental of what the heck
Right,
it's happening again, like, oh,
right,
my blah, blah, blah,
right.
instead of, oh, that's
Mhm.
interesting.
Here it is. Here she is. Here she is again. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, and she's here to show me that I need to love myself more, or here to show me that, "No, I'm doing it right. Okay, what's all the ways that I'm doing it right? Let me think about that." Right? And then you can go to your list, maybe that you have, of all the things that you've accomplished and you've done right in your life, or the testimonials from your clients, or whatever it is that's going to make you, oh, yeah, look at all of this, right? But
Yeah.
we don't necessarily focus on that because our pattern is just so hardwired to go back,
Yeah.
and we have to create new software, so to speak.
Yeah, I was just saying that to someone yesterday, like, the software I'd been running, it's just it doesn't work anymore,
Yep,
It's not a fit for my computer anymore,
yep,
so,
yep.
uh, I love that, and it's just a beautiful way of staying curious, staying open, and giving ourselves grace because it's so easy to get very down on ourselves, and I love your reminder of proving your success to yourself, reminding yourself that you're probably already doing this in other areas of life and everything is connected
Yep,
anyway.
yep.
Mm, mm. Do you have a favorite teacher or teachings or books that guide you almost as like your foundation?
Um, my first coach was Dr. Kim Duramo, so I highly recommend her. She practices conscious medicine. I started learning EFT actually through her. Um, and then my current coach is Danielle Margraf. Well, current. I've worked with her for over 2.5 years now, on and off in many programs. She's pretty much my law of attraction guru, I'll say. And, you know, both of them are about living from your heart and living from inspiration, um, and, taking inspired action. And I've had to, and that's more of a feminine way of living. So that's more of what I needed to learn for myself. And I had to let go of the doing and the action and the force and the fear and the worry and all of that. I had that more of that masculine energy going that really wasn't serving me, So I have found more of a feminine balance, with both of those coaches. But I do also love some of the science, behind like quantum physics. So Dr. David R. Hawkins,
Mhm.
And the scale of consciousness. I love that. I have it right here.
Nice.
Scale of consciousness. It's upside down. If anybody wants to see what that is.
Mhm.
Um,
Mm.
yeah, so this is, I love this and refer to it a lot. So this Dr. David R. Hawkins created a number scale by doing muscle testing on our emotions. So the emotion shame or fear or grief, your muscles went weak. And when you're in love and joy and willingness and openness, your muscles are stronger. So it's just so amazing how our emotions really affect our bodies. And I do love to talk about the nervous system, and about that too. But I'm not like that big of a reader, I have to say. I have obviously read books, but um, yeah, I don't necessarily refer back, you know,
Mm.
to that. But
You just mentioned something that I'd love to pick your brain on. When it comes to, we set the goal, we do the clearing, we observe the self sabotage, we take inspired action, then we get the thing. I notice that sometimes the pressure of actually having what we desire is overwhelming if we're not like nervous system prepared to hold the thing. Have you ever experienced that personally, or is this something that you've noticed, just like nervous system emotional regulation to hold the thing?
Mhm. So I've lived down here for February 1st will be exactly 2 months. And um, I guess the last time that I was walking on the boardwalk, I still say, am I really living here? It's almost like I have to pinch myself. Did I really move here or am I just still on vacation? So that's my way of like, kind of connecting to what you were just saying, where, um, yeah, I can almost like get teary eyed, you know? It's not like I don't get anxious or um, anything like that, but I almost I get somewhat emotional, like teary eyed about, wow, I really moved here. Like I really did it. And still, 2 months, almost 2 months later. So, yeah, I think that there is. Um, my coach explains it that you're when you're practicing so much of what you want that by the time you get it, you're like, yeah, I have it. Uh-huh. Okay, what's the next goal? So I haven't quite, felt that. I'll say. Um, it's even like when I'm increasing my prices, from my programs and stuff like that. It's like a little, it's like it's a little scary sometimes. But then when the first person purchases, you're like, oh,
Mm.
yeah, okay, I can do this.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I notice this for myself as I hold space for more groups of people at once. My need to take care of my physical body and my nervous system to hold the energy of other people
Yeah,
becomes increasingly important. And also the boundary then between, work and time for self, which I think goes for anyone having a boundary for yourself in life is important.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, Meryl, do you have anything coming up? Do you have any programs or anything that you want to share with everyone here today?
Let's see. So I do offer a 1 hour free breakthrough clarity call if you're interested in working together. So we just get to know each other on that call, and then you have clarity on, where you're currently hesitating and how to get to your goals. And there's never an obligation to sign up or anything, but that I would talk about my private program. I have a 6 month private program. I have a 6 month group program that's starting February 9th. I do have a couple of self-study programs. One is tapping to gain control back in your life. So it's self-study, but you can also have it with one-to-one Voxer support with me for 30 days. So that's an option. I have a 8-week chakra meditation series with sound healing. It's all pre-recorded. Both of them are all pre-recorded by me. And the chakra series has journaling prompts in it as well. Yeah, and I'm coming out with, like, if you subscribe to my website, I've had a freebie of tapping into worthiness 20-minute video, but now it's going to be like a 7-day nice drip email series. So you'll really get to know me. You'll get to know why worthiness is so important and how it shows up in your life, or unworthiness shows up in your life. And you get some tapping help on increasing your worthiness. And there's a special also in that as well.
Wow.
So
amazing. Amazing.
So you can follow me under my name. Everything is under my name, Meryl Hayton. My website, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. So
amazing. Well, this has been really informative, and I know just based on the comments I see, EFT is one of my favorite tools for clearing and lifting myself and also clients. And so this is a very appreciated topic. And I appreciate that this conversation is able to go a level deeper with emotional clearing and not just dream it, but inspired action, do some of the inner work, stay consistent, show up for yourself, and keep going.
Yeah, I mean, well, and all of it, I've created a 5-step process that works, with my clients. That includes all of what we're talking about, pretty much. I'm also doing a collaborative book project.
Fun.
I know.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I think in June.
Amazing. Well, I have all the contact info in the video description. So if you have enjoyed this interview today, please follow Meryl. Go contact her on LinkedIn, Instagram, all the places. She is there and very, very knowledgeable. And if you enjoyed this today, please share this with a friend. You can simply press the share button, share this on your page. That way this information can get to the person who really needs it today. And Meryl, for you, any final words of wisdom that you'd like to share with us?
I mean, what you want is really for the taking. It is a choice. It's making the choice that you're worth it, and invest in yourself, right? Really lean into the things that are calling from your intuition. Really lean into them, because that's what's really going to bring you true inner happiness.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been a beautiful conversation. Thank you, everyone who has listened and received and enjoyed this conversation today. There will, of course, be more to come. Go check out Meryl's work, and I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Thank you so much, Meryl.
Thank you.